The initial first few weeks was horrible. So I went back to France and I didn't have a squad number.
So you're taking a number 7 shirt away?
I didn't have a squad number. So the first, I looked on the website and I was thinking, what am I going to be the same? No, I didn't have a squad number. So straight away, that's a negative, what do you call it? Negative signals to me. Like, I'm coming back here with a fresh mind, and straight away I've been hit with a blow. And they signed another player in my position called Luc Remy.
Not Remy, yeah.
Luc Remy, and they're giving him. I saw that they're giving him my number 7 shirt without even consulting me or even talking to me that, and I didn't have a squad number. So I was like, this is an absolute nightmare. I just wasted the whole year.
Were the team successful that year? Like, you know,
the team Nice at that time weren't a relegation threat and weren't.
They were in the middle.
Yeah, they were a middle team. I don't know if there was any direction. It wasn't a team where you have to fight to stay up. It wasn't a team where it was fight. It was kind of, but it was in a good steady place. So do you know what I mean? So it wasn't like he was under any pressure to do anything, but. We kept doing well. We kept climbing up the table. We went to 4th and 2nd at some point. So we were doing really well. But going back to your question, which was there a point where you started looking
he had
like
any sort of like positivity back to you?
Yeah, like I was saying, when I came back to England, I refreshed myself. I spoke to some people that cared about me. I got advice, and I said to myself, like, when I go back, I need to knuckle down and start working hard. Like, forget everything, go back with clean. This was in January, towards the end of January, where we come back, the league's about to start. Go back with fresh mind, fresh state of mind, and go and perform. So I put that in my head, and I said, no more going out, no more distractions off the field. Like, just go out there and do your best, do what you came there to do, show him up. And I went there, the new season, we had a mini pre-season as well, because we had 2 weeks off or something.
Different in Europe.
Yeah, so we had to get back into shape pre-season.
Winter break.
I started like with the group this time. It wasn't like the transfer where the group started, but I started with the group, and they're running back to my old self, beating everyone, running past everyone. The fitness work, the circuit work, do 10 press ups, I'm doing 20, go around, I'm lapping people, you know what I mean? Doing the most to catch his eye. And to be fair, and I went in and spoke to him, and said, listen, because I didn't have no agent and no one fighting my side, because the guy that brought me there, it's just a deal. He got his money and he's gone, can't even get him on the phone. You know what I mean? He's just a cowboy agent that got me.
He got his
paydays. Like,
that's what I was going to ask you as well. No, it's just quickly. But was that the other Ghanaian lad with him as well, or was that a separate deal?
No. The other Ghanaian guy was a really, really good agent. He was.
Did his situation improve at all?
He was really, really good. He had a really, really good agent. He had the agent of Michael Essien as well. So
okay. He
was really. And I did speak to him as well, and I said to him, like, have you heard anything, like, when I was with Yaya? And he said to me, your problem was the way you came into the team. The manager didn't like the way you came into the team. He had a problem with it. I think there was, I don't know, it's strange, but I think he was talking more of like, a lot of people got paid in my deal, but he didn't get paid. That's what according to the agent.
He didn't get much money, yeah.
Yeah, the manager didn't get.
Well, surely it's not about that.
He's cutting a deal, but I don't know. This is what the agent was saying to me, but it might explain why, because I was doing the most. But anyway, back to back to I started working hard again. I started putting in the effort, and I think I went to speak to him and said, "Listen, please forget about the first half of the season. I didn't start, but it's not my fault. I'm here to play football. Please just give me a clean slate, and I'm going to prove to you, pre-season, like winter break, pre-season. You see me, I'm putting in the work. Please just give me a chance." So I spoke to him, and I think he liked that, and I started slowly getting back. I got back because remember he put me in the youth team. I started getting back into training with the first team again. I started doing well, and I got onto the first time. I got onto the bench for the first team. I think it was against Bordeaux or something like that. It was an amazing experience, even though I didn't get on, but it's fired me up to want more. So the next few games, I was on the bench. I kept getting on the bench, and I could feel my debut coming closer and closer and closer. I was ripping up in the reserve. I was ripping up in the first team training sessions, and I could feel he wasn't shouting at me no more. I could speak French now, believe it or not. I knew how to speak French. I speak to him in French. I speak to my teammates in French. I felt part of the team, and I was doing amazing. And so I think the next game was against Monaco or someone. It was going to be a local derby, and it was crazy. And the way he was like setting out to play, he kept changing me and the other right winger, because he was playing me on the right wing. I didn't go there as a striker. He was playing me on the right wing. So me and for the first team, we was doing like first team against second team. So me and the right winger of the first team kept changing. So I'm thinking, I have a great chance of starting this game, because he was talking, explaining things, giving me, and I was absolutely ripping it up. In that training session, I was destroying it. You know what I mean? Going past players, breezing, the man just started looking at me. I see I done some skill and I put it in there. I scored a goal, and I looked at the manager and looked at him, and I was like, finally, I'm getting somewhere. So anyway, so what happened next was this was about in February time. What happened next was I had the ball, I breezed past the midfielder, took the ball in, knocked the ball past the left back, went to sprint for it, and from nowhere he just came in, bam, took my ankle went like this. I thought it was broken, because when I got up, my ankle was like this. This was in training, and this was one of the only times I was having an amazing training session. The coach was communicating with me. I was in the first 11 working on us, playing an absolute blinder of a training session, and just came in and just crushed my ankle like that. My ankle was like that. I was in pain. I was rolling on the floor. I just couldn't believe it. And he was actually one of the people that I spoke to most. He came over and said, "Are you alright?" I said, "I'm not alright." "Why would you do that? Do you know what I mean? I've gone past you. Why would you do that?" And he just went away. I was just so angry. So that I got up and I said, "Come on, Derek, this is your only chance. Come on, play on." And I just couldn't. Every time I stepped on my ankle, the pain was like, I felt like, like somebody was putting nails into my...
You're injured, you have to stop.
And I stopped, and slowly I could see my ankle just expand like this and just blow up into a ball. So I was just so devastated. I'm like, all my hard work and the manager came over for the first time. He showed me some compassion. He said, "Derek, are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm looked in. No, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. So I had to go to the hospital, and they had to x-ray it, and he said it's gone. I had to have a mini operation on it, not a big operation, but I had to have an operation on it to reduce the swelling. I had to get needles stuck in it and stuff like that. And I was out for a good like 8 weeks or something, like 2 months. I was out for a good 6-7 weeks, and every time I could see the physio was talking to me and said, "Come on, the manager wants you." He keeps asking me every day that when is that Samoa ready? And he just like every time I heard that from him, he's like, keep fighting. Every time I heard that from him, I just wanted to like break down and cry and like, this is my opportunity.
I can't do nothing.
And I can't do nothing. Look what's happened. Like I can't do nothing. Do you know what I mean? So I managed to, again, I've been set back because he thinks I'm not serious. The man just started retracting. The man just started retracting towards me as well, because I'm thinking about the same scenario when I first came into the club, and he was like telling me that I'm not serious, I'm not ready. So he started having that feeling back again, and every time I see him in the changing room, he stopped saying hello to me and stuff like that.
I'm back to square one.
Yeah, I felt like I'm back to square one again, and that's how like the season ended. I recovered, but I didn't recover 100% because I was trying to force it, because I knew that this is my chance. I was trying to force it, and it was just hurting so much, and I really thought that I probably wouldn't be able to play football again, because the amount of, like, he literally nearly snapped my ankle in two. Yeah.
So, you know, it's a difficult situation for you, you know. But I mean, you know, I just had a funny thought. Like, you know, I'm hearing all the negativity. You might think it's ludicrous to even think it, but do you think the manager said put one on him? Like, go in on him, you know, he's doing well. You know, surely not.
No, I doubt it, because he didn't have to, like,
It's someone that you're good friends with.
Yeah, after every training session, he, like, Friday training and the games on a Saturday, he would call out the people that are on the team, the starting 11, to the people that was on the bench. And for the past 3 or 4 games, 5 games, he's always called my name out. So I can tell that he started to fancy me again. I could tell that he wanted me. I could tell that he was like growing towards me. He's like levitating towards me, and he was warming up to me, and he started communicating more. I could feel like we had the connection now. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't shouting at me no more. He was very friendly with me, because you could see the change in my attitude, the change in my. And he literally started like seeing the best in me, and I don't think everything. The only thing that I'm thinking is that was premeditated, because we in training. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Why would you? Either the guy was jealous, and the guy was like, because he couldn't handle me.
Was he starting every week?
He wasn't a starter, and but he plays his first show of games. Sometimes he would start. He wasn't.
He was in the team.
He was in and out of the team.
Yeah. Squad.
And I always like think about that moment in my career, and I knew
It was a defining moment.
Yeah, it was a defining moment for me. It just made me feel like such a failure, and I just felt like the whole season I haven't played a single game for the first team. I just felt like such a failure, and that depressed me like even more. Like, everyone was going to like look at me and just think that move was too big for you, and that was not the case. I was more than good enough to play in the first team. I was just so unlucky to have a manager like that just don't have no compassion and
patience.
He doesn't have no patience. He just
he's got to look at the bigger picture. 3-year contract.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he can give you 2 months to settle.
I felt really down. I felt like I was back to square one. I started having that same feeling of I'm not wanted, same feeling of loneliness, that I'm alone because I'm injured now and no one's like paying attention to me, and it was just horrible. It was horrible. It just reminded me of the days where I first signed for the club, and I just didn't know like what to do. Back to depressed state of mind, and the season was almost over, and because I always hold myself
making
such high, hold myself so high, and I believe that I have the ability to be that was my intention, just to go to Nice, play a season or two, and just move back into the English Premier League, because that was to get resold back into England. That was my sole intention. But from the outset, my name's been blacklisted in England. That's what I'm thinking, because my name's everywhere.
On the move to Nice.
On the move to Nice, on BBC, on Sky Sports News, everywhere people are reading, because it was a big move, it was a big deal. People are reading Derek Casamar so disrespected Shrewsbury, gone to Nice without, while I was under contract. It was just horrible. So everyone was speaking so badly about me, and my whole purpose of going to Nice was to bounce back into the English.
Get into the Championship, Premier League.
Yeah, so from day dot, my ambition or my game plan was out the window, and it was just about just rebuilding myself. And it started, like I said, you start as you mean to go on, and it just started so horribly, just started so badly, and it was just a fighting battle from then on, and plus the injury and stuff, and plus not playing for the whole year, not playing a single game. For a proud person like me, that's why I never like to speak about my experiences in Nice. But for a proud person, a proud footballer like me, to go the whole season without playing one single game, it was really, really hard to take. It was really, really embarrassing, and it knocked my confidence. Knocked my confidence to rock bottom, because it's just something I did not foresee. I just saw myself come to France to make a name for myself and come back to England, but to end the season with zero appearance. Even talking about it now, it just brings back so much emotion and makes me so sad. Do you know what I mean? It makes me so sad and disappointed.
But the positives of it, maybe it made you stronger.
Yeah, at the time I wasn't thinking about the positiveness at the time.
No, of course.
Yeah, at the time I was just really devastated, and I just thought, do you know what? Next year, I'm gonna give it another go. Next year, I'm gonna get rid of my car, because I didn't feel that I deserved these perks. I was getting well paid. I was earning a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? I was earning a lot of money that I have not seen before in my life. While I was getting paid in a month at Shrewsbury, I was probably earning double that or 3 times that in a week and stuff like that. And it was just, do you know what I mean? I had a lot of money and a lot of time, but I was so depressed, and I just wasn't loving life. Not that sort. I just wasn't loving my career. I was just not loving football. I wasn't loving France. And how can you be in such a beautiful place and not be happy? You know what I mean? It was just horrible. The first year was, if I was to sum up the whole year, the first year was horrible. I don't know.
So when you went back in the second year, what was the manager's, when you first saw him the second time round, second season, what was he? So
the second season I came back to England to have the summer break, and you know what I mean, I came back to England and tried to rejuvenate, tried to get my confidence back up, because I've been beaten up so much with the injury and everything. My ankle's feeling better now. I worked on it during the summer, so I'm 100%. Do you know what I mean? So I made a conscious decision to take my car back.
Sell your car?
Not even sell it. I gave it to my brother for the year. I said, you know what? Maybe I was overthinking. I was just looking at everything. I was because after training, sometimes I get angry. I wouldn't stay and work on things, and the coach would be like, "Who's doing shooting in the training?" And I'll be like, "F this, I'm going home." Sometimes I wouldn't even have a shower. I just put my clothes on, and the coach would be out there still working with people. And I remember there's a long drive, this long road that goes onto the main road from the training ground. And I just put my foot down, and I was driving a V8 at the time. It was very noisy. And I just put my foot down, just fly just fly off, and I could see like every time I come.
You have a look.
Yeah, the manager tells me like that. One time he made a comment about, because I breezed past a few players and like, oh, you're fast like your car, huh? I was like, what the hell? Do you know what I mean? So, like things like that. So I said things like that maybe plays in their manager's mind. So I decided at the end of that season, I think it wasn't you. I think I brought my brother over and we drove the car back to England. I said, you know what? I'm leaving my car like in England. If I don't have this car, I won't be able to go nowhere. Leave my car in England. I'm not bringing it back. I'm going to solely focus on making it into the first team and making it and restarting my career back again when the season started again.
I mean, that's a lot of discipline and mental strength. You decided, you know, after all of that nonsense, with everything that's gone on, nonsense I say, but the transfer, the injury, you know, get rid of the car, go back to basics, you know, show the manager that you haven't got a car. And how were the initial first few weeks?
The initial first few weeks was horrible. So I went back to France and I didn't have a squad number.
So you're taking a number 7 shirt away?
I didn't have a squad number. So I looked on the website and I was thinking, what am I going to be the same? No, I didn't have a squad number. So straight away that's a negative, what do you call it? Negative signals to me. Like, I'm coming back here with a fresh mind, and straight away I've been hit with a blow. And they signed another player in my position called Luc Remy.
Luc Remy, yeah.
Luc Remy, and they're giving him. I saw that they're giving him my number 7 shirt without even consoling me or even talking to me that. And I didn't have a squad number, so I was like, this is an absolute nightmare. I've just wasted a whole year of my career. So I mean, 12 months of my career. I haven't played the first team game, and I've come back with a fresh mind, no car, no nothing, just raw, unadulterated. Like, I'm just here to play football, and that's it. And straight away, I'm hit with a soccer punch. I don't have a squad number. So anyway, I forgot about that, and I said, you know what, just keep working, maybe and things will change. But nothing was changing. So it's August now, the season starts. Even this time, I was even further away from the first team. He's put me back to train with the youth team. Like, I'm knuckled down, trying hard. And so I just said to myself, it's October time, and I'm thinking to myself now, it's 2 months since the season started. I'm even further from the first team than ever. What should I do? What do I need to do? So
that's right.
I said to myself, you know what, Derek, just cut your losses and just like request to speak to go and speak to the directors or chairman or whoever, and just say, you know what, just want to cut my losses. Let's reach an agreement to terminate my contract, because at this moment in time I can't see myself getting in the first team, and it's going to absolutely devastate me, absolutely kill me if I go another season without playing in the first division. This is my prime, and I've not been able to play a whole season, and if I got another season, that would just destroy me as a player, destroy me as a person, and I don't think I'll be able to recover. So I just feel that I need to cut my losses and let's reach some sort of agreement. And if you have to pay half my contract, then do it. I'm prepared to leave with like half payment of my contract. I mean, my yearly, what's remaining on my contract. So I spoke to the chairman. I spoke to the directors, and I didn't really speak to the manager. I said, like, listen, I wanna leave. So yeah, they wasn't really willing. They wanted me to leave without any money. He just wanted me to leave, so I said that's not possible. I can't.
Nonsense.
Yeah, that's not possible.
Because you could stay there and get paid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't give you a squad number.
Yeah.
But I can still stay here. I've got a contract. So.
Yeah. I could easily.
So you were
stay
doing
there.
actually them a favour.
I was doing them a favour because at the end of the day, you're saving money. I'm not coming to you and saying, give me 100% of my wages and I'll go. I'm actually saying, you know what, enough is enough. Just pay me 50% of my wages for the 2 years, because I had 2 years left. So I had one year, 7 months or something, and just pay me that, and I will leave. But they weren't willing to do that. So
what did they want to do?
They just want me to leave, but with.
Well, the thing is, you could just, you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. You can just stay there.
Yeah, so that's what I did initially. I stayed there. I said, listen, that's not going to work, because I don't know if I can ever find another club, because at the moment I haven't played for 16 months or whatever months it is. I haven't played the first team, and no team is likely to even employ me, because they'll be looking at me like weird, and I can't go back to England because no team will touch me because I've got such a bad rep in England. So I need that. If I was walking into another team, then fair dues, but I need to look after myself for the next 2, 3, 4 years, knowing that I might not get into another team, or I might not have
financially in a position where you can survive.
Yeah, because for me, I felt that my football career was over. I felt like.
Yeah, and like you said, you're in your prime years.
In my prime years, and I've wasted 16 months of my prime years, and that's something I'll never get back. And who knows what I could have done in those 16 months if I was at another team, or if things worked out in these. But right now, 16 months and nothing.